Welcome to Beyond the Scenes, the podcast that takes you deeper into topics we normally discuss on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Special episode today, though, as we are going to take you deeper into a podcast that is an extension of The Daily Show universe. It grows, it grows, it grows. Joining me now. You've heard them both on this program before, but now they have their own podcast. Daily Show writer Josh Johnson and Daily Show correspondent Dulcé Sloan. The new podcast is called Hold Up. Here is a clip from the pilot episode.
I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan because I think he sounds like a Muppet.
So you could have stopped at not a huge fan. You like to put your foot on the line and make sure your toe is over it. Like, why,
10 toes down, baby. Like when you say you're like a Kendrick, people are like, people want quantifiers. Well, why? Well, what is it? And my reason is his voice sounds like it's being done by Jim Henson.
If you want to talk about voices, you want to talk about Kendrick's voice. Lil Wayne sounds like six babies that got possessed by one big baby all talking at the same time.
And here we are, Josh Johnson, Dulcé Sloan. Welcome back again to Beyond the Scenes. Congratulations on your new podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Now, let's start with the basics. The podcast is called Hold Up. How do I pronounce that? Is it Hold Up? Is it Hold Up? Is it Martin Lawrence? Holds up, holds up, holds up. Which one?
It's Hold Up.
Yeah, it's just a general hold up.
Hold up.
Wait a minute, back up.
Yeah. With the same energy. Hold up.
So, all three of us are from the South, so you know how we say it. It's hold up.
You two are probably two of the talkingest ass people in the building. Even during COVID, y'all would create separate Zoom breakout rooms to talk to each other. And for the people who don't understand The Daily Show, it's a very small building. It's pretty communal. So you can't really avoid anybody. So you can seek out who you want to talk to. And if you're looking for Dulcé, more often than not, you can find her somewhere near Josh's office. And they always talking shit about something. Where did the idea for this podcast come up? Or it was just somebody in our department just listening to y'all run y'all's mouth and just like, here are microphones?
That's basically what happened.
I feel like that's pretty close.
I think the initial is when someone got the nugget of an idea for this is when me and Josh were talking about. So Josh has a pure hatred for the song "Knuck If You Buck."
Crime Mob and Atlanta anthem, early aughts. Sorry, I just had to explain that.
Thank you for the people that aren't living right. And there was a conversation one day in the building where if there was a new Negro spiritual, what would it be? I, of course, said Knuck If You Buck. And Josh said the Ludacris song, Georgia, which nobody thinks.
It's a seaside Ludacris song.
But why does it have to be popular to be a spiritual?
No.
Like, not all the spirituals were bangers. Like, when you think of spirituals, you think of Swing Low, you think of Freedom, but you don't remember all of them.
We remember Amazing Grace, banger. Amazing Grace is so much of a banger that white people sing it.
I'm not saying that there weren't bangers. I'm literally saying we don't quote all of them. There's not a full list of all 200 and we're like, oh, every single one's a banger. Some of them are just soulful. Plus, too many felonies have been committed to Knuck If You Buck.
You have no proof of that. You have no proof of that. And also, Follow the Drinking Gourd, banger, but nobody sings it because it was literally instructions to the Underground Railroad.
I assume this is the type of rapport that people can expect on this podcast. Extremely passionate arguments about stuff that you don't really know about, which I think is a good thing because now, as I listen to you two argue, I'm now curious about Ludacris, Georgia. Was it a banger? Did I miss a hit?
No, you didn't.
Maybe I should crack open title.
You know what?
Don't listen to her.
This is how I defeated him. Do you know how I defeated him in this whack ass point?
There was no defeat.
No, there was because you walked away because you were talking because this is the main issue with that song. It samples the song Georgia by who?
Ray Charles.
It's not even Ray Charles singing. It's Jamie Foxx.
I'm sorry that the man had passed, and so we needed to do an impression. Hold on. I'm sorry that there needed to be a rendition.
No, wait for Roy's reaction. We have on wax Ray Charles singing Georgia, right? But what these Negroes chose to do was to not use the original sacred version, but to get Jamie Foxx doing an impression of Ray Charles.
So now you agree that it's sacred, though. Now you agree that there's portions of the song that are sacred.
When it was done by Ray Charles, he gave us a classic. When it's done by Jamie Foxx, it means that you didn't want to pay royalties.
No, that's not what it meant. They did it as a promotion for the movie because Jamie Foxx was about to play Ray.
So you're saying that you can make a song that was promo for a movie? Nah, dog. Nah. Because when we talked about this, you didn't even know that it wasn't Ray Charles, but it was Jamie Foxx.
What are you talking about?
You didn't know that?
Hang on. Let me ask you a question about your new podcast, Hold Up. Mm-hmm. Now, I would assume this type of energy is what you all are going to be bringing every week on the topics that you all are passionate about. This isn't about the zeitgeist. This isn't about the news cycle. This isn't about anything that's always, it could be, but it's not beholden to that mandate, topically speaking. How the hell are you two going to keep your blood pressure low, arguing every week like this about this ain't even a serious issue?
It's not even a real argument. It's just me being right and her interrupting is what's happening.
Wow. Wow.
There we go.
Roy, just hold on. Roy.
Don't bring me into this.
Roy Ezekiel Wood. Let me ask you something. Oh my God. When we had the conversation that sparked people to say, me and Josh should have a podcast, you were a part of the test sample that we went around the building asking people if there was a new Negro spiritual, should it be Ludacris's Georgia or Crime Mob's Club Fighting Classic, Knuck If You Buck? What did you say?
I believe I chose Knuck If You Buck. I chose Knuck If You Buck, but I wanted to write in Bruno Mars 24 Karat Magic, but that's a separate conversation.
Okay, true. I hear you.
Knuck If You Buck is more singable. More people know the song. It's a chant. It's easier to memorize. Kids would love it. It's fun for the whole family.
But not the whole family. Don't bring the whole family into that. There really shouldn't be a family in a Knuck If You Buck situation.
Hold on. But the other thing was about a spiritual, it's how you feel when you hear it. How you feel when you sing it. Roy, when you hear Georgia, do you feel anything?
Not the Ludacris version, not the same as the Ray Charles version. Knuck If You Buck does get me excited. It does make me proud to be myself, and it makes me ready to challenge and fight anyone who dares to disagree. Just for context, for the listeners who have never heard Knuck If You Buck, I'm just going to read a couple of lines from the song. So the people
I got to memorize. I can tell you. One of the best lines in the song, I come in the club, shaking my dreads, throwing these bows and busting these heads. Bro!
We can't do this, though.
What you mean?
That can't be the spiritual. Do you read some lines from Knuck If You Buck, Roy, and then read some lines from any spiritual, any actual spiritual.
Jumping off on the stage. I'm jumping off,
throwing bows like Johnny Cage.
All my Negroes starting riots, knocking down these barricades. Everywhere we be too deep, and the the mob is too elite. I'll wax your ass for messing with my crew. I'm through with you haters, so watch what you do. Mm-hmm. You talking about me, then I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. You bucking on us because we lead in your class. Keep busting on me, and ish is going to get nasty.
Goosebumps.
Now, Josh.
Goosebumps.
Let me just ask you this real quick. I'm sorry, Roy.
Goosebumps.
Okay. Ask me your question in just a second. Let me ask you this just real quick. Spirituals are also something that you can sing at church. How excited are you to sing Knuck If You Buck in church in front of your grandma? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Not very. But is that the worth of a song? Is other people's opinions of the language in it? I mean,
not all spirituals are sung in church. There's a lot of spirituals. We don't sing all of them.
I understand. I'm just saying, if you, as you or your granny, singing spirituals, and then Knuck If You Buck comes up, how excited are you?
It depends on what type of grandma you have, because the grandma I plan to be.
There's a lot of young grandmamas out there, Josh.
Bro, there's a lot of 40-year-old grandmas out here that remember when it's and ready to fight.
I can't even
you know
process.
What? This is about the trophy. That's what that is. This is about the trophy. We can move on, but this is about the trophy. That's what it is.
I think I'm into this podcast. If this is the type of stuff y'all going to be debating on the Hold Up podcast, I think I see where y'all going with this, because I feel like I'm getting educated about something that I shouldn't even give a damn about. But now I'm fully invested, because, Josh, if you're using violence as a metric to decide whether or not a song should be an anthem, our very own Star Spangled Banner.
Bombs bursting in air? Bombs!
The rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
They
now,
just described warfare, Joshua.
How different is that line from what we hear in Knuck If You Buck?
Are you asking me, or are you telling me? How different? That's a war for independence versus a war for no reason.
No, if these niggas got problems.
Violence is violence.
Violence is violence, baby. Because you came over here. Bro.
There was no reason for the violence in Knuck If You Buck to occur.
There was no reason for the war for independence. They could have just been like,
what are you talking about?
Listen, if England would have just acted right and been like, yo, you right. Y'all been over here about 200 some odd years. We ain't really been helping with this taxation without representation. You know what? We should let y'all go on about your business. We should really, you know what? We're across a whole ocean.
There's no way. There's no way.
You have to fight for. You have to fight.
Alone in this. This is wild.
Let me tell you
Crime Mob
something.
says. Crime Mob says, and I quote. And we Negroes be the hardest. So if a Negro come and run his mouth just like a HO, punch him dead up in his nose and stomp his ass down to the floor.
Now we knucking and bucking and ready to fight.
How was that different than gave proof through the night that our flag was still there, Josh?
Bro!
Oh, wait. You're posing the question to me. She's the one that, oh my God. How is this happening right now? This is crazy. I'm being gaslit. I'm actually being gaslit.
This is not gaslighting.
How are you asking me? How are you asking me why my thing is different than the There's no reason for any of the fights in Knuck If You Buck. There's literally so many reasons that we're a country right now.
Listen, it's a country that's been trying to kill us the whole time. When they was fighting for independence, when they wrote the Constitution, it was in a building that slaves built and women couldn't even talk, okay? So explain to me. Listen, in the words of mob wife Drita DeVanzo, okay? People always want to say violence is not the answer, but it is.
Okay. Let me tell you. So in the scenario of the Americas becoming a country, all right? Yes. In the scenario of the states, the colonies forming together to build up a constitution and a union, all right? They felt they needed to fight an oppressive regime from abroad that was taxing them without actually keeping their best interests in mind. So they're contributing over there while the others are contributing over here.
So haters who were coming for their cheese. Got it. Keep going.
Right.
No.
Haters?
No.
Yes?
No.
You don't think the Brits was haters on the sunshine we had?
Let them finish, D. Let them finish.
You're right.
And the crime and the violence that's being called for and enacted in Knuck If You Buck is against an unknown party for an unknown reason.
No. You know who the parties are.
There's one line that's like, okay, if they come over here acting like whatever, then we must retaliate.
Stomp him to the floor.
But in the other scenarios, in the other lyrics, even in the chorus, I don't think that any of this has to happen.
The song is called Knuck If You Buck because if you are going to come at us,
you better be prepared.
So the whole time they just living their lives, minding their business. And then someone came over there messing with them. That's the whole point of the song. Knuck if you buck. If you come over here acting a fool, if you acting a donkey, being squirrely, jumping stupid, if you come over here acting a fool, I'm going to be forced to defend myself.
Here's my question to you, Josh. Why does every spiritual have to be warm and loving? For too long as a race, we've been accepting mistreatment. At some point, you have to let people know that you have to show people how you want to be treated. You got to learn people, as my mama Joyce Wood would say. Crime Mob said, and I quote, Josh, "You'll be jawless getting close to me, bullets busting constantly, ravaging your city streets, broken bones lay alone, scattered across the concrete.
And the land of the free."
I can't believe that all this is turned on me. Like, I'm the only one. I'm not saying that every spiritual has to be the same. I'm not saying there's some uniform. I'm just saying that, like, when you look at everything that goes into a spiritual, none of it is this. None of it is
Spiritual's all about struggle. You understand? It's about struggle. It's about struggle. It's about getting through struggle. So you out in the club, mind your business, right? And then somebody starts shit. And now you throwing bows like Johnny Cage. You just came to have a good time, drink overpriced Hennessy in a tiny cup. You know what? This has to do with the fact that Josh said to me one day that Knuck If You Buck sounds like a GED being thrown down the hallway of a juvenile detention center.
And tell me what part of that is wrong.
First of all, elitist, okay?
Elitist? Regular high school is not elitist.
So let me ask you all a broad question.
Listen, they've been through a couple things. It's going to get scratched off their record when they turn 17 anyway. They're just trying to get an education, Josh. Why was that?
What are you all most looking forward to?
Josh's
your
reaction.
New podcast series. Hold up.
What I'm looking forward to making a sentient point and it being appreciated. I'm looking forward to maybe, I don't know, just throwing something out there that's not that crazy. And then it's actually received.
We hear you, but you're getting rebuttals to things, and it's just like, you're like, wow, how am I the nonsensical one? Listen, America was born of violence, okay? America was born of violence. It's been violent the entire time. They killed everybody when they got here. They still killing us now. So if there's just a song that's like, hey, man, listen, if you come over here starting shit, you might lose a jaw. What is wrong with that?
When did the two of you, and Josh, I'll toss this to you first. When did the two of you discover that you had this kind of rapport? Like, I don't know if either of you watched Pardon the Interruption on ESPN, but that was a show that essentially started debate culture in sports news, which then dribbled over into cable news. And a lot of the debate culture that we have today was birthed from PTI. PTI was birthed because those two gentlemen, Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon, used to argue with each other from across the newsroom in front of everyone every day. And someone finally said, sit them down and put a camera at them. So right. when did y'all realize y'all hated each other like this?
No, me and Josh love each other.
It's not hate.
No,
it's just sometimes you can't stand when someone has a take that is just so egregiously incorrect.
This is what usually happens. Him being very worked up and me being like,
Woosah.
Me being like, what's wrong? Honestly, the Knuck If You Buck thing is because of the trophy. Honestly, Roy, we know it's because of the trophy.
What's the trophy? Explain that for everybody.
Oh, you know about the trophy, Roy, Uncle Roy, because what they did one day is they messed around and gave a person like me disposable income. And so since we were so heated in the midst, praise God for disposable income, we were so in this heated debate about the song Knuck If You Buck that I decided that I was going to give Josh a trophy. So I went on a website that does specialized trophies, custom trophies, and I got it's over a foot tall, boxing trophy. And then I put on the trophy for knucking and bucking and being ready to fight. Josh Johnson, first place. And then I showed it to you. And then you said, change it to runner up, which is much funnier. And then I had it sent to the office.
I'm sorry, Josh.
So I feel like Josh's hatred for this song really doesn't come from so much from the song, but part of it is the trophy. So I think when the trophy happened, it was like, oh, they're way too dedicated to this nonsense.
It's a song. It's a song.
It's a song?
It's a song. Also, I'll just throw this out there. We had a conversation. I don't remember exactly when it happened or why we were talking about it, but there was something about it was a dating thing. And it was something that Dulcé said. I'm trying to remember what it was, and I disagreed. But it was one of those things where there was no quarter given. There was no mercy shown in the debate. And I was like, this can't stand. Like it was like
that the conversation we had where I was like, I'm not letting men shoot the club up because I'm saving it for marriage? Is that was the conversation?
No, this was long before that.
Okay.
This was long before that. This had something to do with...
Had something to do with what? Was this me, like, because everyone likes to say, oh, but what if this broke man is really nice? Was it one of those conversations where you're like, you wanted me to see
who knows? That
that
actually sounds more like it, like that could have been it. Like, I think that you were like, I don't care what kind of heart of gold he has. If he's broke, I'm not doing it anymore.
If he can't pay half the bills in my house, his drawers can't be on the floor, period. Sounds wild. But we would have these different conversations. You're not getting mail here if you can't pay bills in this bitch. Like, pick your drawers up, get out of my home. You are a guest, sir.
That's fair.
But I think it was one of those conversations where it was like, people just came in on it. Like, I know there was one conversation we were having in your office where like people just started coming out of their offices and like offering opinions and then like going back in their office. One of my favorite things was like me and him, because like not only would I be in Josh's office, it would be like all of the black people in the office in Josh's office. Yes. To the point that the other writer in there, Devin Trey Delaquanti, according to the NAACP, Devin Delaquanti, shout out to Devin, giving some real black D cups, real ally. Every time he would leave and come back, there'd be a new black person in the office. And he's like, is this a magic trick? So we would have these conversations and then all of us would get into them. And so one person at least would go, y'all should have a podcast. Y'all should have a podcast. Or my favorite thing is when all the black people get in Josh's office and then everybody would close their doors. Like everybody on the hall, you would just hear doors starting to close. Yeah, so and I was like,
yeah,
right. I'm like, okay.
It was about to get loud.
This is a good conversation because all the white people have closed their doors. So we're going to have a good time in here. So I think that's what it came from. It was just like, we would just have these conversations. Some random person would go, there was always somebody that would pop up and go, do y'all have a podcast? Y'all should get a podcast. And it was just so many people in the office saying that we should have a podcast that one day the podcast team approached me and Josh and was like, hey, so you know how we've been telling y'all for a couple years y'all should have a podcast? We're like, yeah. They're like, you want to do a podcast? We're like, sure. So it just came out of just natural conversations that me and him have where we have like hard opinions about just regular things.
Well, if this conversation we just had is any evidence of what we can expect on Hold Up, I think it's going to be a good time. Now, before we go, do y'all have any questions for me about podcasting? Would you like some advice for me? I'm about 50 episodes into this. I think I'm a podcast veteran.
What are these awards behind you? Them your awards?
Oh, both of those awards are from when I was doing morning radio in Alabama, but nobody knows. When an award is out of focus, everybody assumes it's really important and prestigious.
Listen, that star is it's great.
I know, right? That's the secret. They just get you. Did you know half these trophies that people be trying to win, you can just order them trophies and just put them in the background. Just a nice trophy out of focus. Trust me, that's better than books. I don't put books in the background.
I have trophies. Should I put a shelf behind me?
Absolutely. Okay. There's your podcast advice right there. People respect trophies more than they do. Everybody got books, but not everybody got a trophy.
You right, because I just got because I got that NAACP. Did you get the NAACP? I got
my NAACP. I'm trying to find room on it for my shelf. I got to move one of my star trophies.
Listen, put that show. Josh, you already had. Wait, Josh, you got all kind of awards. Don't you have an Emmy?
Yeah. No, I don't have an Emmy.
He's got a nomination.
You got a couple.
I'll order an Emmy.
You got a couple NAACP awards, don't you?
You got them. Yeah. You got some. You got a Knuck If You Buck trophy back there too. That's what you need to have in the background for your podcast. Is your official Knuck If You Buck. Sorry, man. This is a great discussion.
This is what I live for. Josh making that face. That's my goal every time talking to Josh. Is for Josh to make that face.
Like I don't know what I like E2 Roy.
The podcast is hold up. The pilot episode is already out. New episodes every week. She is Daily Show correspondent Dulcé Sloan. He is Daily Show writer Josh Johnson. Thank you for this little special. This was nice just to kick it and talk about something. Because, you know, behind the scenes, we've been a little heavy the last couple of weeks. This was nice to argue about why Crime Mob is better than Ray Charles in specific situations.
Just that one song in that one situation. You know what, Roy? We should have you on.
Absolutely not.
What you mean?
Absolutely not. I'm not trying to be the tiebreaker. I love both of you. You see, I already lost one friend. I already lost one friend today.
You didn't lose him. He's fine. Listen, and you know, Josh, maybe we could be in a situation where Roy makes the mistake of agreeing with you.
Like even now, the attacks.
That is all the time we have. Dulcé, Josh, consider this your official welcome into the Daily Show podcast universe. Tune in to Hold Up Thursdays on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get into it.
Can't believe they used Jamie Foxx. What a cheap ass.
Thank you.